Well, you have, however, the
And I also
stereotype.
listen to hard rock music still. I had my Ramones t-shirt just for you.
But the thing is also the stereotype of a typical professor is
Yeah.
introvert and dull.
All
uh,
right.
right, the person that has a messy office with piles of book. Well, you have lots of book behind you, which looks very beautiful, and then in their office they have cigarette smoke clouds, and majority are not really interested in bridging the gap between business and academia. Well, you, on the other hand, have proven me the opposite, because at Soundtrack Your Brown, we call you the coolest hard rock professor ever.
All right, cool.
That's how we presented you whenever we spoke about our research. So, when and what is your earliest memory of music? And what is it about music that is so fascinating to conduct research on?
Oh well, now I will probably shock you, but when I my first memory of music, I would say, was listening to or watching a movie, Help, with the Beatles, and
Oh,
that was actually the first record that I bought. And as a young kid at that time, I probably a lot of young kids at that time was listening to like Elvis Presley and stuff like that. But I I started to be fascinated about music in the high school, and then it was not rock music; it was actually synth music. So I looked like Howard Jones. You can't believe that now. But
oh, you used to have long hair.
yeah, I had like blonde, hair with a lot of. So that's a secret. But I was listening to like Depeche Mode, Ultravox, Yazoo was one of my favorite bands. So yeah, but then after a couple of years, I started listening more and more to rock music and got into that. Nowadays, I'm actually listening to a lot of different kind of music. When I'm doing research, I'm listening a lot to rock music. When I'm walking or training, I listen to rock music. But for instance, when I'm preparing dinner, I often listen to jazz music. And when I'm at my summer house in Hälsingland, I prefer to listen to more country music or American folk music. And I think that's actually also what's fascinating about music is that uh, it's so diverse and it's very context dependent. So some kind of music actually just fits when you're doing some stuff, and when you are doing cooking or preparing a dinner on a Friday evening, you really don't want to listen to Rise Against or Disturbed, but maybe more like listen to Billie Holiday or something else.
Yeah, and what is it? What happens inside of you, like in your body, when you're listening to hard rock music?
Oh, well, it gives me energy, I would say, probably. I think that's the best thing with hard rock music, that it gives you energy and it's very, very good music. But for me, it's when I'm doing research, maybe it's odd, but for me, it gives me energy. And when I'm writing articles and writing papers, I get into this kind of flow listening
Yeah.
to rock music. So I know that other people maybe prefer classical music or whatever, but for me, uh, rock music, heavy metal is the stuff that I'm doing research to.
Well, this is so fascinating. This is why music is so fascinating, because I don't at all like hard rock music, right?
No,
So it's
all right.
really interesting. Like I'm gonna talk to a girl that works with neuroscience later on, but really try to understand what it is about. How come you get that energetic and I get the opposite? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
like
yeah,
the fascinating thing about music.
yeah. It is. Yeah. But it's. I mean, music is very individual, and we will probably talk about that, how it's influenced customers and staff, and how you really have to think carefully about the music that you play in if you own a store or a restaurant or a shopping mall, because it's very dependent on who your customer are.